So today's adventure, roughing out the wooden buck for the side windows even. Still got to smooth it a bit more and get the radius better around the edge. Roughly cut out the panel that'll become the side windows. This edge will be folded around. I'm going to do it in two pieces because this will actually curve front to back, and the inner, where the inner return where the glass goes up to, will be straight, and trying to do all that in one panel would be a nightmare. So the inner returns will be made separately and tigged on along this edge when it's flat rather than being vertical. So I've cut out, it's as easy to cut both panels out at the same time, and then it's a bit of a treat later on because you haven't got to cut a piece out, it's already done. I've wheeled them to put a little bit of a crown into them because they're not dead flat. They'll need more shape later on, but I don't actually know what shape they're going to be yet, so we'll leave that there for now. Go into the back room. There's me on fire. So I've been making the rear quarter panel. It's wheeled quite a lot now. It's still a little bit flat there, but you can kind of see the beginnings of how it's going to look as a two-door. What else have I been doing? Silly little things like the strengthening part inside the door where the handle screws in. So this screw is now properly holding the handle in. Stretched this bar, added, well, this is the long piece from the front or back door, I don't know which. That's another long piece from the front or back door, don't know which. And then added a 4-inch piece in the middle, so the doors will open from the inside now as well. It also stops this door locking because it kept on locking every time I closed it, which can be annoying. But both doors shut quite well. You can just see in the light, that line there, that's where this bit is a little bit flat. You see the reflection? But it's got to come off again anyway, so you can just feel it there, the edge of this low spot. But, I've also roughly started putting the return on this panel. I've got to make it more round, and it's not big enough yet, but you know, it's starting to shape up, which is what we like. This is the first try out of the window. It's a bit straight and a bit flat at the moment, and the corners are a bit square, but it's roughly the right size. Obviously it's not exactly in the right place yet. It's got to be shrunk a bit and curved a bit. I'm going to make a tool up for the little power hammer I've got to make this more rounded. It's a little bit on the square side, this corner. So make some tooling up and run it round in that, which will put a nice radius on this to match this. The door's got quite a big radius on it, so we want this to match. But that's it's coming out pretty good, really, for not a fat lot of work. That's by far the easiest way of forming that, or roughing it out anyway. So it's funny, this inner looks really low. It's just because it's not quite in the right place yet. If I do that, it looks a lot better. Woohoo! So this is the radius that the window needs to have, the rear side windows. At the moment they're a bit too square. This hole saw is pretty much it, which is 1 3/8. If my eyes don't fail me. So we're going to make some tooling up and put a radius on the rear side windows using my funky little power hammer, or whatever you want to call it. Let's do it. This is the difference, running that through the little power hammer made. You can see this is a very square corner. Well, this one now has a nice radius, which is very similar to the rad on the original door top. There's a bit of scarring in the metal, which I can soon sort that out later on. The flange will want stretching around a little bit, a bit of hammer and dolly work. This corner will want a bit of shrinking to put the curve back in it that way rather than being convex. But yeah, I am pleased with that. And let's do another one. That's the tooling we made earlier in this dinky little machine. If you haven't got room for a pull max, this does almost everything that a pull max will do, but just not on the same scale. It's not as powerful as a pull max. Obviously the motor's a lot smaller, but it comes with a lot of tooling, hell of a lot of tooling. Thumbnail shrinkers and louver tooling and selection of hammers and stuff. This one, it was supplied by a company called Stakes's, who are quite local to me. They've always been really good and much more affordable than a pull max. But here we are, 2 of them. Loving that radius. That's come out well better than I thought it would. What am I about? Not really. I was hoping it would be like that, but yeah, obviously a bit of fettling to do in the corners, but even they're not too bad. There's just some scarring where I should have made the tooling rounder, but I mean, this is all in a few hours on a Sunday. But, yeah, I'm very pleased.